And that spells Jeannie Mae all fucking over it. And Jeezy's is just I know that's a slap, but that's the closest thing I have to a whip sound.
The niggas whipped.
He whipped. I was like, what the fuck was that? Computer. Episode 48. Back in this thing.
Back at it.
It's the Fuck That Shit Dog podcast. I'm your boy Veezy.
Qurious.
Sir. Long motherfucking 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, definitely. Hey, got some new shit. Trying some new shit. You know, trying to bring it to you different ways.
Yeah. And my new shit, he mean camera. So if you're seeing this on video,
Yeah, I am. Shit, put this mask on.
So, yep. We back. Let's get right into it, man. So, it's a little unknown bit of black history that people just found out a few weeks ago. Was Lucia Harris. You know who she was?
Yeah, first woman.
Did you know who she was before you go saying what she was?
The fact.
Did you know that before
she
died?
Did not.
Okay. So neither did I. And this is something that I swear they need to make a movie about this lady because, like, I mean, who's doing this now? Lucia Harris was the first and only woman to be drafted by the NBA. Coming straight out of college, dominated. I forgot what school she went to. Had a 3-time All-American. Just dominated all the competition, and they drafted her to the NBA. First and only woman to ever do this. Not Cheryl Swoops, not Cheryl Miller, who I meant to say, not Lisa Leslie, not Brittany Griner, not none of these dog ass women basketball players that you see now. Remember back in the day they was talking about could Brittany Griner be drafted to the NBA.
They did.
Just because she was so cold coming out of college. But this lady, Lucia Harris, actually was drafted to the NBA. She passed away a couple weeks ago at the age of 66 with literally nobody knowing this information. There's no story behind this.
Right.
Like this should be they should have been made a movie about this lady.
No, I agree.
Like, and I mean like we should have been made a movie about her. Fuck waiting on Hollywood to do the shit. We should have made a movie about her.
Yeah, she put up numbers.
Tyler
too.
Perry, Will Packer,
Mm-hmm.
Lee Daniels, all y'all niggas out there making all these bullshit ass movies where the main antagonist is the dark skinned black nigga with the white savior, so you can get the white audience. All y'all niggas making them bullshit ass movies. Lucia Harris should have been. I mean,
she deserves.
Of course, she didn't have an NBA career, but I mean, just to be that cold to even be considered.
Yeah, she deserves flowers.
And the fact that she didn't get any until she died is sad.
We need to appreciate our people.
We do, and we need. This is the thing that with black people we don't learn our history until it's too late. Like you don't learn about the greatness of the shit that we do until the person that do it dies.
Mm-hmm.
Or until it's like way past when they died and white people then capitalized off of it as much as they can. Then you find out, oh, it's really made by a black person. Jim Beam, that whiskey.
Okay.
That recipe was made by a black person, by a black man. Okay. Stolen from him. Damn. His family just got that shit back. Well, they just got credit for it. And then they got another whiskey brand under their name.
Hey, that's pretty wild.
Which is probably still Jim Beam, but I mean, like shit like that.
Yeah, that's a great
And I
fact
remember
though.
when that shit came out, niggas was like, "Oh, I ain't even know." No, you ain't know, cause they didn't want you to know. That's some history shit that we gotta be up on the shit on our own shit.
I agree.
Like I get it, I understand. I like Rosewood. I like the movies about Mississippi burning and all this shit. Cause that's a part of our history that we need to know too. How atrocious we've been treated in this country. But those little victory movies,
They're good too.
yeah,
Those first.
without the white savior concept. Cause nigga, even with the banker,
Right. They had to get a white man to
they
do
had to
something.
get a white man to even be able to operate business. He was the face of the company. And that nigga didn't get in no kind of trouble. These two niggas did. Then they end up going to jail or something.
Something like
I
that.
don't remember the end of the movie. I watched it, but I don't remember right now. But they went. They had all this shit thrown up against them. This white dude didn't get no kind of trouble.
Hey.
So, it is what it is, man. Shout out to Lucia Harris. Shout out to her family. You know, I wish we could have gave your flowers long before you passed, when you well deserved it. Like, I mean, shit, she should have been honored by the WNBA 10 times over.
10 times over.
Any women's, so she was 66.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do the math. 18, so 21. That's about 45 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's the 70s.
Yeah.
That's the 70s.
So she
I'm
wasn't.
pretty sure she went to the Olympics too.
She wasn't old. She wasn't that old.
She wasn't that old. So this is like her history should have been,
It should be magnified.
yeah,
I mean, man, just like you said, there's a lot of people that we sweep under the rug as far as they don't get their just due.
just
Like
do.
Stokely Carmichael. Like I said, we always
Kwame
talk.
Ture,
Yeah, we talk about the most notable names that they push in our faces, but you know we
Malcolm,
got
Martin Luther King,
yeah
and
you always do those, but like Francis K. Wilson, Dr. John Henry Clark, some of the folks who said things that were not so unfavorable about white people, so to
oh, they
speak.
will never give
We're just
Dr.
gonna
Clark
sweep
his due.
we're just gonna sweep them under the rug as if their contributions to society did not matter. So, you know, it's important that, like you said, we do it. Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
Lucia Harris should have been known and talked about.
Yep, most definitely. Moving on.
Yep.
There was a rumor that Mike Tyson and Jake Paul agreed to a $50 million fight.
There was a response to that, but honestly, let me ask you: do you think would you like to see that?
No,
I would like to see it.
no, no, because Mike Tyson is, number one, he's smart. He ain't stupid like everybody try to paint him out to be.
No.
$50 million fight. I know what he's doing for that $50 million.
What are you doing?
It's not knocking Jake Paul out.
Okay.
You think Jake Paul is a cash cow? Anybody that gets in the ring with him now, because of his YouTube following, because of his stardom, so to say, whatever, and his quote unquote fame in the boxing arena,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be a minute before we ever see him get knocked out, because his fights aren't real. He's not fighting professional boxers.
Still.
He's not. And even the motherfucking MMA fighters he's getting to fight, they getting paid to take dives. Did you see? Have you seen the video with Woodley getting knocked out,
Yeah.
slowed down?
When
Nigga
you
had
see
his guard up. Had his guard up, and you can make the argument, oh, he thought he was going for a body blow.
Yeah. He gave him a
Whatever.
signal. It looked like he gave
This
him a
nigga
signal.
dropped his whole guard. He didn't drop. If you think you getting a body blow, you got one guard up and then you bracing for the body, but you not finna turn your head waiting for no punch to come to your face. This nigga braced for that fucking punch to the face, took that shit and went to sleep.
I mean, no, it looks crazy, but it's like,
Now,
okay,
do you want to see some shit like that with Mike Tyson?
no,
Do
but
you want to see 50-year-old Mike Tyson get knocked out by Jake Paul?
of course not.
All
But
right. You not gonna see Mike Tyson knock Jake Paul out, because Jake Paul, if he gets knocked out, no more money. No more Triller money, no more Showtime money. The well dries up the second somebody knocks Jake Paul out.
that's one side of the argument.
It's,
That's not the argument.
what's the reason people pay to watch this nigga fight?
Because I mean, as of right now, so far he's been successful.
If Floyd Mayweather
and
would have got
exciting.
if Floyd Mayweather would have ever got knocked out, do you think his next fight would have attracted all the millions? No. You know why? Because all the white people that come to his fights to watch him get knocked out have been satisfied the last fight. We don't need to see you fight no more. I got what I wanted. You got knocked the fuck out. I don't need to see you fight no more. I don't give a damn who you fight. I'm not watching it. You lost all your belts. You're not the champ no more. I don't care. I saw you got knocked out. You're not undefeated anymore.
It could stop their revenue stream.
Jake Paul's not even a real boxer.
That's true. But Mike
Why
Tyson.
why do you watch Jake Paul fight?
I mean, I don't watch his ass fight.
When you do, why do you watch the fight?
Hopefully he get knocked out.
Okay, so if he gets knocked out, you willing to watch the next one? Do you care anymore?
No.
All right then. My argument ain't one-sided. It's fact.
Man, but still.
It's fact.
It may be a fact,
It's
but
fact.
Tyson don't give a fuck.
Tyson do give a fuck.
Okay, then.
Tyson do give a fuck. Tyson had this nigga on his podcast. They not enemies, bruh.
No,
Tyson said Jake Paul is good for boxing. Mike Tyson said that shit.
I know.
So Mike Tyson gets in the ring with Jake Paul and knocks him out in the first 5 minutes. The first 2 rounds, the first 1 round, he knocks him out. We know he can do it.
So basically, what we gonna say? You said, well, it'll be a nice little sparring session where
it's gonna be the same shit we saw with Mayweather and Logan Paul. I'm not watching that bullshit again.
Well,
I'm glad Mike Tyson came out and said that shit was a rumor.
Yeah. That's what you responded.
Bruh, I don't want to see this shit. I'm not gonna sit there and get my hopes up because Iron Mike Tyson gets in the ring with Jake Paul. We know what he can do because we saw him do it to Roy Jones. He didn't knock him out because there was no knockout clause in that fight. So he didn't knock him out.
I didn't know that.
It wasn't. It was supposed to be the worst kept secret that there was a no knockout clause. But them body blows that Roy took was real.
Right.
And the hurt on Roy's face when they went for that damn interview at the end of the fight was real.
Right.
You can see the hurt on his face. I don't want to do this shit no more. I am done. My body hurts. We know Tyson still got the power. You see the workout videos. You see how good a shape he's in.
Right.
He still got that power. And he's a seasoned boxer. So he's not finna be in there playing with Jake Paul.
Not at all. He's not gonna get embarrassed.
He's not gonna get.
I don't know what the fuck happened with Evander. That just hurt my feelings.
But Evander got it. Who did he fight?
Vitor Belfort.
But he's a real boxer, right? Or is he an MMA?
UFC fighter.
UFC?
Yeah.
Well,
retired. But it should have went better than that. God damn it. But it is what it is. But well, I mean, maybe you're right. Like I said, you don't want to stop the money train, so keep this Jake Paul bullshit alive. Logan Paul bullshit alive.
Exactly.
Yep. Keep it alive.
So I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm not finna watch that shit. If it ever becomes reality, I'm not watching it. That'll be like watching Hulk Hogan fight. I can't remember who it was, but nigga, when fucking Rocky fought Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what happened?
Even though that was in a movie,
But
but
if you know, but you
that
know
was
what?
a spoof of something else that actually happened
A
in real
real
life.
potential opponent that they was thinking about doing was what's he called? Chavez's son, Junior, and he's a
Julio
disgraced boxer.
Seaver,
Yeah, he's
Julio Caesar,
Yeah,
Chavez Jr.
yeah, and he's a disgraced boxer. So it's like you see, he's picking people he thinks he can beat.
Of course, but even if he's disgraced, Junior won a belt, didn't he?
I don't know,
Am I wrong on that?
but he's been kind of embarrassing like his last 4 fights.
But he's a boxer though.
Well, yeah.
He's a boxer.
So I mean, it'd be interesting, but like I said, he
He's a
knows what he's doing.
professional boxer.
He knows what he's doing. Tyron Woodley was clearly
Julio Cesar Chavez Carrasco, better known as Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., is a Mexican professional boxer who held the WBC middleweight title from 2011 to 2012. He was a champion.
okay.
So disgraced, yeah, because his last fights ain't been too.
His last 5.
Yeah, maybe he's over the hill a little too early, but he still won a title. He still won a title. He's still a professional boxer. He's still been boxing all his fucking life. I don't give a damn if he lost his last 20 fights. He's still a professional boxer, and he'll wipe the floor with Jake Paul.
Be interesting.
Fuck that. Man, fuck Jake Paul. I don't want to go talk about this nigga no more.
What we call him? Jake Troll.
Jake Troll, bitch ass nigga. Moving on. Barry Bonds got snubbed by the Hall of Fame again in his last year of eligibility. So he's done. He's not getting in the Hall.
Him and Roger Clemens.
Yeah, all right. Roger Clemens, whatever. Barry Bonds, nigga, we know. So Roger Clemens should be in there. But again, I don't give a fuck about them. I give a fuck about Barry Bonds.
Dog, he's crazy.
Most career home runs, single season home run record. I don't know how many all stars this nigga been in. Didn't they win a World Series with the Pirates or the Giants?
He's with the Giants late on his career.
Did he win the World? Did he win the
I
World
don't think
Series
so.
with the Giants?
I don't think so.
All right, doesn't matter. Nigga was a how many time MVP? Like 6?
I believe so. Something like that.
Bruh, how is your career that? And this was before, dog. He was like a 3-time MVP with the Pirates.
Yeah.
Before he went to the Giants, before he started cranking out home runs like crazy. This nigga led the league in steals one year.
He was great. He was
before he even went to the Giants, this nigga was a Hall of Famer. How do a bunch of old 70-year-old fucking white men get to decide the fate of this legend?
I don't know, man. But they make
But
the
then they
rules.
turn around and let David Ortiz in, who fucking tested positive for the shit.
Well,
fuck baseball. Fuck the Hall of Fame. That's why I don't watch that shit no more. I love the Tigers, but I won't watch that shit no more. Fuck baseball. I will let my son play baseball just because I know them motherfuckers get paid millions just to sit on the goddamn bench. But I won't watch that shit. I don't give a goddamn. For what? Y'all not getting my money. Y'all not getting my money until you get rid of them bitch ass white people writing the Hall of the Baseball Writers Association. What the fuck they call?
Well, I mean,
fuck them.
Those asterisks gonna be by their name, but
fuck asterisk.
I get it, though.
He never tested positive.
No, he
never tested positive.
Never did.
Y'all just assume he took steroids because of Jose Canseco's bitch ass.
And he wrote a book about it.
Fuck Jose Canseco too. Because you wasn't never getting in the league. Because you actually tested positive. So because you got Jose Canseco is the worst snitch in the world. Because you got caught. Now you want to tell on everybody. Anybody that had any dealings with that motherfucking doctor or whatever that you went through.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck this nigga, man. How many people? I'm still already pissed off at baseball because they ain't let Lou Whitaker in the Hall of Fame. And now this. Like y'all gay. Fuck y'all.
Well, it still takes skill to hit a home run. I mean, regardless of strength, I can take
It takes
steroids till I'm
skill
blue.
to hit a home run. It takes
Yeah,
steroids do not help your hand-eye
that's what
coordination
I'm saying.
at all. It
That's
don't
what I'm
even
saying.
make you hit the ball further.
Yeah, it really don't.
It doesn't.
It really does.
You gotta have that power. And don't say, well, Barry Bonds wasn't. He was hitting home runs. He
He
wasn't
was
cranking them out like that.
not 70. He was hitting like 40 a year, about between 30 to 40 a year.
Like I said, he was a Hall of Famer before he, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But then when you had the Sammy Sosa, you had Mark McGuire,
and him.
and then after them two, remember they had that battle going back and forth.
Yep.
Then you had Barry Bonds. I don't know if it was a year after or a couple years after, but then he just went and smacked 73.
Yeah, he knocked him out of there.
And did Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa get caught up in the steroid shit?
Yes, absolutely.
Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa Hall of Famers?
No.
All right, I was finna say. But Sammy Sosa, I think, will get in. He done
Uh,
bleached his skin so goddamn much.
They'll forget.
He's a white guy now. You gotta let him in.
Hey, you never know.
Bruh, that shit, man.
I agree. I mean, it's just I don't know steroids. I don't see it. I don't see what the big deal is. Like I say, like A Rod knows, like he's a part of that whole clique too. So
He'll get in if he ain't
man,
already.
I'm just saying, like it's just a part of like their fabric, you know.
Because they love A-Rod again.
Yeah, it's just they just the ones that got caught.
I think,
That's it.
and the way they justifying it, because they did let David Ortiz in, is they admitted to it and they did their time or whatever. But I don't have to admit this if I never get caught. Why am I admitting to it? You assuming I did something that I never said I did. Nobody ever said I. Nobody ever came out and even like corroborated Canseco's claims. Like, yeah, I seen. You know what I'm saying? Like with Antonio Brown, his chef came out and was like, he was getting fake vaccine cards and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody did that to Barry Bonds. It'd be a little suspicious if somebody in his circle said, yeah, he was doing that shit. But nobody did.
No, nope, they didn't. They kept their lips tight. Like, hey, they took what? Didn't they like take his assistant? It was like, hey, if you tell,
Yeah, they tried, bruh. They
yeah.
went to everybody.
Barry Bonds said, man, hey, you better keep your mouth shut.
And he kept hitting home runs.
You're gonna get these millions when you
That
get
nigga
home.
kept hitting home runs.
Hey, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he's still a legend. So, you know, can't
Me
take it
too.
away from
Me too.
him.
Me too. And I don't give a damn what Hank Aaron says. I don't give a damn what the ghost of what's that white dude?
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth. I don't give a fuck what he says.
Hank Aaron ain't never seen that about Barry Bonds.
Huh?
Hank Aaron ain't never seen nothing about Barry Bonds.
I didn't say he did.
You said fuck Hank Aaron.
No, I said I don't give a fuck what he says.
He's dead.
Hmm?
You know Hank Aaron passed, right?
Babe Ruth dead too. You're not getting the point. Them the two niggas that he passed to beat to have the.
Just say fuck.
I didn't
Fuck
say
what them
fuck
niggas
Hank
said.
Aaron. I'm saying I don't give a fuck what they say. I know he did.
I know. Nigga wild.
I'm just saying, dog. If you go back, it's somebody. They before Hank Aaron passed, somebody asked him what they think about the whole thing, and he didn't say anything about Barry Bonds, but he did say something to the around the area of I think it sullies the game or some shit or something like that.
Okay.
You know, talking about the steroid shit.
Just a general statement.
Yeah, because they was asking him about, you know, how do you feel about Barry Bonds breaking his record? Because Hank Aaron had the all-time home run
Yes, he did.
record until, and ain't Hank Aaron the nigga goddaddy?
I believe so. I believe so.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that's like reporters always trying to pit us against each other. So I mean, maybe he kind of fell for the bait. But anyways,
Yeah, but
uh, Bobby Bonds is still that dude.
Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds.
You
Yeah,
thinking about
Bobby is
Bobby
the daddy.
Bonilla? Oh,
Bobby's
Bobby Bonds is that? Yeah,
yeah.
okay. I think he was talking about. I thought you was talking about Bobby Bonilla. I was like, that nigga ain't no Hall of Famer.
He got a great contract.
He got an awesome contract. That's the nigga that got me locked up.
Crazy.
I told that fucking police officer, I'm Bobby Bonilla. That motherfucker said, what?
Nigga, you
The
crazy.
baseball player? I said, shit. Had to get that out. Moving on, man.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Barry Bonds, though.
Yeah.
The Lions, all right. So it's a player on the Lions. He's an offensive lineman. And this kind of goes into what we talking about with Barry Bonds. But he was asking if NFL players aren't allowed to bet on sports games, then why are government officials allowed to buy stocks and stock options and shit like that?
It's the same thing.
What's the same thing?
Well, it's like, okay, if you're participating in this particular field, why you can't bet on games? Almost like Pete Rose. Like
Yeah,
if
that's
if
Pete
you're
Rose is
not
the link.
yeah, if you're not fixing the games to win in your favor, what's wrong with you putting a little money down?
Exactly, exactly. And that's what with the government, because it's like
Mm-hmm.
I can buy this stock and then push policy to get that stock to raise the price of that stock.
Yep,
And then I can also have some stock, push policy to drop the price of that stock
just like that.
right before I sell it so I can
Mm-hmm.
buy it again.
That's
And
true.
you know, you got lobbyists and all this shit. Like, bruh, the politics is a dirty fucking game, man.
Yeah,
It's a dirty, filthy, nasty fucking game.
very few guys who actually get into public service end up being strictly for public service. It's all about trying to
It's
keep
about
positions.
getting some money.
Yeah, you're trying to keep
That
positions.
motherfucker Mitch McConnell is a millionaire.
You're trying to be on committees. You're trying to make the right kind of moves
The
to
right committee, because the
yeah.
right committee get a ton of donors. That energy committee, nigga. Hey, I learned a lot of the motherfucking shit I know about Congress from fucking distinguished gentlemen.
That was interesting. That's how it works, though.
But Eddie, and that's a credit to the genius of Eddie Murphy. He did his homework. There wasn't no Tyler Perry motherfucking production. He did goddamn homework. He knew how that shit ran. He knew how that shit go.
Genius.
Yeah.
Name recognition, charisma. You can end up winning. You
Fucking get
win.
in, you
Try
get
to stay
in,
up there. Try to stay in those seats.
you finagle with the right people,
That's it.
get in the right committee, nothing but money coming in.
And you can be there for 30 to 40
I
years if you play your
donate to your
cards right.
campaign, but I'm not running again for 2 years. Don't worry, don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
The motherfuckers like that's all they do is just throw money at you, throw money at you, throw money at you.
Mm-hmm. What you gonna sign off on? What you gonna let slide? What you gonna veto?
Like dog, all right, because it was something on Twitter. They were talking about boycott Pepsi, and I didn't put that on there, but I meant to. They was talking about boycott Pepsi, and I replied to the damn the one. It was one central tweet talking about if you need another reason not to drink Pepsi or whatever, whatever. I'm like, y'all are stupid. Because if you go on to, like, you can look up who these people donate to.
Right.
They donate to both parties.
Both.
And in recent years, Pepsi has given more money to the Democrats than they have the Republicans. But because Pepsi gave money to Republicans and Republicans are trying to push the fucking uh, abortion shit in Texas, now boycott Pepsi, boycott Pepsi. Y'all are stupid. I don't drink Pepsi because that shit is nasty and it's bad for you.
Right.
I don't give a fuck about who donates to what because they play both sides. They play both sides.
Yes.
They are donating to Joe Biden right now because they want him to keep taxes low for corporations and shit. When when the orange nigga was in there, they was donating to him because they wanted what? Him to keep taxes low for corporations and shit, so they don't have to pay and uh they don't get punished for shipping jobs overseas.
That's true.
Where a lot of these motherfuckers they not bottled in America.
Hey,
They bottled over somewhere in Taiwan or Thailand or some Thai shit
that's it.
and shipped back
That's it.
for cheap as hell. Cause you
Mm-hmm.
know what? You actually gotta pay Americans real motherfucking money. You can't pay them cents on the dollar.
Need my dollars.
$2 an hour to bottle. No, no, nigga, I need 15.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot in this motherfucking factory, and we gonna unionize.
Today.
I need 15. I need 4 weeks of vacation. I need sick days. I need health insurance. All this shit that they don't gotta give niggas in Thailand.
And if we don't get it, we shutting that shit down.
Right. Yeah, nigga, money run this motherfucking country, man.
Yeah,
That's why
man.
they able to buy stocks. Cause who gonna write the rule against it? Them.
You
That's
right.
like the police policing the police.
Yeah, man.
Who gonna write the rule against it?
You right. No, we ain't use no sound effects
Fuck
this
them
episode.
sound effects right now. I don't need no goddamn sound effects. There you go.
No, it's me.
Shit. Who gonna write the policy?
This nigga been waiting to get on this mic.
Shit, dog. No, I was sleepy as hell before you came over here, dog. Now I'm up and I got all this shit.
Damn.
Shit, man.
Yo, get to it, dog.
Goddamn, nigga. This next one finna shit. This next topic finna have motherfuckers going again.
What's going on?
Jeezy and his wife and they baby.
Oh yeah.
So Jeezy and his wife Jeannie Mae, they got a newborn baby. They named the baby. I guess they released the name of the baby. Who gives a fuck? They won't release the gender of the baby because they want the baby to grow up and be gender fluid. Meaning,
that's the dumbest shit.
they want the baby to decide whether it's a boy or a girl. And that spells Jeannie Mae all fucking over it. And Jeezy's just I know that's a slap, but that's the closest thing I have to a whip sound.
The niggas whip.
He whipped. He whipped. He whipped. They said you can't ban the snowman, but you sure the fuck can emasculate that nigga.
God damn.
Shit.
Well, I mean, this progressive thing, honestly, like I said, it goes too far.
I hate
it.
it.
Goes too I hate labels. Like they use these labels. Like progress is a good thing. The word progress is a good thing, but this whole like to be progressive is to be someone who supports folks who say that.
Or they just support everything.
Yeah, like
everything.
No, that's stupid.
Like that. I'm telling you, most of these progressive people in the near future, you're gonna have them same people arguing a case for pedophilia. I guarantee it.
That's what a lot of people say.
I guarantee
my man named
it starts with transgender.
The irritated genie. He's one of the dudes who said talked about that.
It starts with homosexuality, normalizing it. Then it moves to transgender, gender fluidity, the he, him, this, they, that, the third, and all that shit.
Yeah.
It moves to that. And soon shit that was taboo becomes normal. The more shit that was taboo becomes normal, the more they can slide other things that should be taboo and start to normalize it. Because if you really want to get into it, back in the day, way back in the day, it wasn't taboo for a 70-year-old man to take a 13-year-old wife.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. I don't know when it became wrong, when the term pedophilia came into play. Maybe it's been out, but back then it wasn't a bad thing.
In particular parts of society.
I'm not saying I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's horrible. What I'm saying is back in the days of Plato and
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm talking about.
Romans
That was
and
what I was
all that
thinking
shit,
too. That
they
was a
was having
regular.
sex with little boys
That was
and
a
little
regular
girls.
thing. That was a regular thing. Yep. Terrible.
Them old ass motherfucking philosophers
Yep.
was taking little ass boys and girls as they motherfucking what you call it, uh whatever the term is,
You right.
and
Muse or whatever.
whatever, and they was having sex with them.
And
If
that,
y'all really want to get into it,
and like I say, that's why when you see some of them statues, you see them statues with them like babies like up under like people clothes and junk.
right,
Man,
right,
wow.
right.
But anyway, it's the fact that they just it's just everything is okay. Like they just make it seem like if you say no, you're closed minded, you're archaic,
No,
you're
you
beyond
and you're
behind
not.
the times, and you're not
Certain things just need to be
what they
what
are.
they are. We don't have to
Like,
normalize it. If you want me to tolerate it, if somebody's weird, I can be like, all right, that motherfucker's weird, but over there, he can be weird, and I'm cool with it. You be weird. You be
mhm.
taboo. You be transgender. That shit's weird. I'm saying it. It's weird. That shit ain't normal to be born one thing and then wake up and say,
I'm something
here I
else.
am, a whole nigga, but I'm a girl inside. Get the fuck out of here.
Yep. And that junk is crazy. So
Bruce motherfucking Jenner. I've been a motherfucking man, a man's man,
all my life.
my whole life. But here I am, I turned 60, now I'm a bitch. Fuck out of here, dog. Get the fuck out of here.
No.
Get out of here.
Well, and then like on top of that, just like okay, I get it. You're celebrities. This also applies to Dwayne Wade and whatever Gabrielle Union. What you and y'all do in y'all house is y'all business. Why does it have to be on display like said? Jeannie Mae, Jeezy, like oh, baby just got here, and y'all up here making
If
announcements
y'all
like
want to
that.
be examples of something, why don't y'all be examples to black people of how to start businesses,
I'm saying,
how to motherfucking get a community out of the fucking gutter. This whole trying to push everybody into this gender fluidity, getting out of gender norm shit. Like it's like black celebrities are taking the forefront of that shit. When it's other shit that y'all could be tackling.
yeah, like it's just crazy.
Black
It's crazy.
people are nowhere near the top in any level of industry. Nowhere near the top. We on the bottom in any level of industry. We don't own shit in this country. We don't
Mm-hmm.
own shit. And the few celebrities that own something, y'all don't own it 100% yourself.
Nope.
We don't own shit. Not a goddamn thing. It's a whole bunch of motherfuckers out there with t-shirt companies, but who they buying their t-shirts from? White company. Where's the
Yeah.
t-shirt? Where's the black owned t-shirt manufacturer? Non-fucking existent.
Yeah.
Non-fucking existent.
So
And if you find somebody that say they manufactures t-shirts, he probably drop ships. Unless you actually find, I think we did have one company that manufactured their own clothes.
yeah, I think you
I think
found
I
him.
did find one.
You found him. Mm-hmm.
So, but that's one out of how fucking many,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, just to bring it back is just the fact that hey, there's other things we could be doing besides pushing what you're doing in your household.
Right. If you don't want to reveal the gender of your child, that's your business.
Mm-hmm. Like,
If your kid's gay, that's your business and his or hers.
yeah. And you love on that child, and you make sure that protect it from the ills of society and
I don't have to
or
announce this.
whatever. But
We're not gonna send it in it. Shut the fuck up. All
yeah,
right, whatever.
yeah. Like,
Whatever.
like you weren't nobody until you got on TV, and he was the most glorified bad rapping drug dealer.
We can move on.
Yes,
That
sir.
damn dumbass. It don't piss me off, but it annoys the hell out of me.
Right, right.
Well, let's move on. Let's rehash an old debate. Just
Okay.
because it kind of ties in because Jeannie Mae is Asian, Jeezy's black. Not saying that Jeezy is pro-black, but the question was brought up again: can you be pro-black and date or marry outside your race? And it's funny because the reason it came back up is it was Dr. Umar had posted something on Instagram where he received a letter from one of his, I guess, supporters, and he was talking about how you know, uh, I think you can still be pro-black because once you put your seed in that white woman, that baby becomes black, and any da 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 da, and just like niggas just justifying, you know, loving anything, anybody but a black woman, right?
Okay.
But the question came up: can you be pro-black and date or marry outside your race? You give your answer first. I think y'all know my answer.
Oh, I get mine. You can't necessarily. You can't say you're 100% for the movie. If you date someone outside your race or whatever the case may be, or marry them, you cannot say you're 100% pro-black to a certain extent. I mean, you can. I would say you can participate in the activities, but we don't want you speaking for us. We do not want you speaking for us. Like, because number one, your spouse cannot identify with your struggle no matter what. The only way your spouse can identify with your struggle is if she acknowledges their own whatever fucked up history or how their particular ethnicity has fucked with black people to a certain extent. Like, how if an Asian woman should dictate or tell their young black son or young black daughter that, hey, we used to look down. We look down on your race, and we still do. And we think that people steal and stereotype. Like if you're not one of those people who can acknowledge your own, fucked up history towards black people, then you can't be you're not an ally. You no pass go. Don't grab the microphone. You know what I'm saying? You're not saying the N word. Like you know what I'm saying? Like none of that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so short answer is no.
No.
Yeah, that's my answer.
Yeah.
You can't. You can try.
Yeah.
You can put on the face that you are. You can project yourself as pro-black, but in the end, you can't be pro-black because everything you do, especially as a man, everything you do comes back you giving to that white woman or that Asian woman or that whatever else woman that you marry,
Right.
right? And the family that you have with this person is mixed culturally. Because what are you going? I understand that a lot of people they say, oh, well, if you marry an Asian woman, Asian are more docile and blah blah blah. But you not they're docile, but you not going to make her reject her culture for you.
Yeah. Which she is not.
Your kids are gonna grow up half Asian. They're gonna grow up Asian. They're gonna go and visit their Asian grandparents. They're gonna spend time with the Asian cousins and uncles and aunties.
Yep.
They're gonna have Asian friends. And whether those Asian friends and
Accept
cousins
them all the way or
accept
not.
them all the way
Or not.
is irrelevant. It's the
Yeah.
same thing that's gonna happen on the black side.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have black grandparents. They're gonna have black aunts and uncles. They're gonna have black cousins. They're gonna have black friends.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they fully accept them as black, black and Asian gets a little bit more accepted than black and white though in the black community
You good? Because it's
because
still a
because
minority.
Asian is still
Minority.
considered a minority.
Yeah,
But if we
still.
talking black and white, them kids gonna grow up white.
Well, and if they grow up white, then they don't find out till later that
They black.
you black. Then they just fuck them all
And
up.
in the especially in the in situations where the parents aren't married and those
Mm-hmm.
kids are with the mother. And this is for black men, because
Well,
I can't speak for black women or white men. So, but I assume there's some deadbeat white motherfuckers out there too that ain't taking care of their kids.
yep,
There's some little black girls out here with mixed babies and no daddy.
that's true.
You know, but the single parent aspect from being a black man and your kids growing up with that woman, they might not ever see your side of the family, but they gonna see her side of the family all the goddamn time.
Right.
All the goddamn time. I got a nephew I ain't seen since he was a baby. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, what am I trying to say? I know because I know his mom how he's grown up. What side of I know which grandparent he sees all the time,
Mm-hmm.
which aunts and uncles he's around all the time. Now, his mannerisms or anything like that, I don't know because again, I haven't personally seen him since he was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
But I can have my assumptions,
Right.
it's not good or bad. It's just I have my assumptions of how that kid was raised.
Yeah. Well.
So
Well.
when you talking
Mm-hmm.
pro black, pro black goes into every aspect, not just you going out in the streets saying Black Lives Matter, or shit like that. Pro black has to do with you being you embody that shit. If
You
I'm pro
embody
black, I do everything for the betterment of
the
my
community,
people and
the
my
black
community and my
community.
culture,
Yeah. So
which includes raising a strong black family.
yeah. So, but in turn, when you're talking about, I've been asked that question or whatever the case may be, like, and I'm a part of the educational field or whatever, but you can't trust a middle-aged white woman to talk to a young black boy with the care and concern of actually like wanting this motherfucker to succeed in life. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically like that's the crux of the matter. Like, can can you say or look at this young man and say, hey, you can be whatever you want to be. I'm not gonna have a preconceived notion about what's going on in your house or how you living or your culture, and I'm gonna teach you to the best of my ability. Can't do that. So it's like, with that being said, even to bring it back to the family vibe,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, can you trust this white woman to raise this mixed baby knowing that they're black? Like, this is a black child. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Oh,
will you take them to the African American parade? Will you take them to the Martin Luther King parade? Will you teach them about their history, or will you have them?
and
Mm-hmm.
as a caveat, I've been to the Martin Luther King parade and seen the white moms out there with their mixed babies. That ain't enough.
No, not
Just to
at
say you
all.
went to a parade and you was out
No.
there with we understand that there are white women that are sympathetic to our cause, but she's still a white woman.
Yep.
Being sympathetic to the cause. Oh, I want him to know um you want him to know the safe parts about what you know as far as it relates to black culture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Cuz when it comes to it, they have the critical race theory debate and all this shit. But when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to the hard truths about America, are you as that white woman
Are
gonna
you
raise
willing?
that black kid to know and understand how fucked up this country has treated black people.
Yep.
Are you, as that white woman, gonna raise that black child to understand that he is owed reparations for the fucked up shit that this country has done to black people
Yeah.
and should fight for them? Are you, as a white woman, gonna join that fight? No, because I can't tell you how many white people they'll say, yes, black people are owed reparations, but then when the conversation actually comes down to it, they don't really want to get into it because they know if black people get reparations, that budget's getting cut somewhere. Something's getting cut.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, well, like I said, short answer, no.
Hell no. You can try. You can try. You can put on the face. But when it all
Mm-hmm.
boils down to it, like,
Well, when you walk in the NAACP meeting with Becky, let's see how much respect you
oh, the NAACP will probably give you a high five.
get.
They love that shit. Fuck the
I'll just fuck
NAACP.
around. I'll just fuck around.
The NAACP let a white woman pretend she was black for I don't know how many years.
Yep, Rachel Dollars
And was a president.
Yep.
Fuck the NAACP. They really ain't the nigga getting to the NAACP. Nigga had this at the bottom, but since you fucking brought it up, nigga, they nominated Aquafina for NAACP Image Award. The same Aquafina that yo that Aquafina.
What? The Chinese lady was rapping?
Yeah, her. Yeah.
Don't get that.
Yeah. So yeah, fuck the NAACP. And we spent as much time on that as I wanted to. Cause I almost erased that shit and was like, nah, we ain't gonna talk about that bullshit. But moving on, and this kind of still ties into this shit because the chick she was on a date with a white person, but you remember Lauren Smith Fields, the lady that was on the Bumble date, and then her date woke up and found her dead in blood stained mattress, and the police investigated. They ruled it an accidental death, overdose, whatever, some shit. And now her family suing because they're saying that there was some, uh, they're saying the investigation was racially insensitive. The police didn't, the police saw a dead black woman, white dude, and no foul play. You know what I'm saying?
Just chalked it up as a
Yeah,
loss.
just chalked it up as, oh, she overdosed. All right, well, all this fucking blood come from? And then we don't know anything about that case. So we're not gonna spend too much time on it, but yeah, it just when you get in it, all this interracial dating and all these divestors who, especially on the woman's side, the black man ain't shit, get you a white dude and all this, like, but then you see these stories, it's like, this is really what y'all want.
Man.
This is really what y'all want. Y'all want because it's happening. We talking about protect black women, and a lot of time black women are victims of crimes by white men, but y'all brush that under a rug because a lot of black women are in abusive relationships with black men, but that's because of proximity. The same thing with quote unquote black on black crime. It's proximity thing. If you're gonna be in a bad relationship, it's more than likely gonna be with somebody of your community.
Right.
But you can also be in a good relationship with somebody from your community.
But we don't highlight that.
We don't. There's a lot of black families where the husband isn't beating the shit out of his wife. He's actually a loving husband. You know what I'm saying?
True.
There's a lot of black families where daddy is very involved in his kids' lives.
Yep.
But that don't get highlighted. We don't see, nigga, I stop. I can't say I stopped watching TV, but I get annoyed every time I see these commercials. You see a white family, white daddy, white mom, or these three little white kids. And then when you go to the black family, it's either a single mom with two kids, or a black mom with a white dad, or a black dad with a white mom. I was like, nigga, can we see a black family? And then when you do see a commercial with a black family, a full black family, it's like, oh shit, I found one. That's like the motherfucking needle in a haystack, nigga.
Yeah, and I mean it's starting to become more common.
Yeah, and when you see that shit in the media,
Hmm.
like this is the America that they want. They don't want strong black families. They want strong white families because they want white people to make a bunch of babies because they know that their population is dwindling. More white people are dying than are being given birth to. That's a fact. Look it up. Black people, on the other hand, are increasing in population. That's why they keep killing us. They keep killing us.
Right.
Mexicans are increasing in population. Asians are increasing in population, but that's because they keep moving over here. It ain't because they having babies and babies and babies. But they're
Interesting.
increasing in population.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? Through immigration.
Hmm.
And then that topic of immigration we could touch on because not today. Maybe in a future episode because black people, black immigrants aren't our enemy. Black immigrants ain't taking our jobs. Asian immigrants are taking our jobs. White immigrants are taking our jobs.
Robots.
Mexican immigrants are taking our jobs. Maybe. I don't even say Mexican immigrants because they come over here and they do the jobs that don't nobody want to fucking do. Arab immigrants
and robots.
are coming in here and robots are taking our jobs. Black immigrants ain't coming over here and taking no opportunities for nobody. They come over here and they get the same shit stick that we got.
Hmm.
And it's harder for them to even come over here.
No business loans.
When you understand what a black immigrant has to go through just to even get here,
Right.
you would think you'd have a little sympathy or empathy for them. Because when it comes to European immigrants, they really don't have much more trouble. They don't really, it's easier, much easier for them,
Mm.
much easier. And when you go into those Chinese stores to get your wig, you go to the Arab store to get your liquor,
Hmm.
they treat you horrible,
Oh yeah.
horrible. But you keep going back though.
Hey, I'm telling you,
But let an African braid your hair too tight.
I ain't never going back. But nah, makes sense though.
It is what it is, man.
Mm.
It is what it is, and that's a weird ass segue to go from a woman dying, but you know, prayers to her family and all that.
Yeah.
It's a sad tragic story, but at the same time, you know, I gotta speak to the divester to the divester community, whatever the fuck y'all be on. That shit ain't cool.
Not at all.
That shit ain't cool. And y'all are out there perpetuating all these motherfucking stereotypes against black men that ain't fucking true.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
ain't fucking true.
I saw a clip on another show where Donnell Rollins basically said like all the dudes that he knows, or black men that he know are good fathers, and like I said, I can honestly say that
Mm-hmm.
every dude that I went to school with that I know that has children are in their child's lives. So like
Mine
that whole
too.
stigma of dudes don't take care of their kids and all that stuff. Like I don't know anybody who's like a
And
straight
then
up.
if you do know somebody that you really don't be wanting to fuck with them because you don't want to be associated with that.
Nah, not at
You know
all.
what I'm saying?
Like all my niggas is solid.
Like if it's a case where you got a homeboy who baby moms, moves out of state or is actively trying to keep him away,
That's one
you
thing.
hear that and you hear the pain in his voice because he want to see his kid and nobody wants to tell his story.
Hmm.
But then you don't really. I don't fuck with a nigga that, bro. Don't you got kids, man? Fucking kids, man. I don't know niggas like that at all. I don't know black men like that.
Nope.
Excuse me. I don't know not one that don't want to see their child. Not a single one.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all perpetuating these motherfucking stereotypes. It just ain't true. There's more black people, more black fathers involved in their lives than it ain't.
Nah, I agree.
Moving on. We're gonna knock these out quickly because it's some government shit, and I don't really be caring to talk about these
Yeah, let's
motherfuckers.
knock them out quick, though.
Joe Biden said that MLK's assassination didn't have the worldwide impact that George Floyd's death did.
That is dumb as fuck, and that's how he just keeps showing that Democrats
Shut the fuck up!
are retarded. Or the term Democrat like it even loses even more credibility than it already has. Like, how could you say someone who fought for freedom, death, or legacy does not amount to?
You know why? Because the truth came out. The truth came out. He, when you say the worldwide impact, I mean it did, but that's a way to get a dig in at Martin Luther King's legacy
Yeah, that's just an
when
insult.
because they know that they know they killed him and they know why they killed him, and it's like I can take this dig because we give him a day and we highlight the good parts about Martin Luther King that we like to highlight about him, but from 67 to 68, I think 66, he was the most hated man in America.
Yeah,
How do you go from being the most hated man in America to having a day where everybody celebrates you?
uh, I mean, I'm sure you know how it happened,
I know how it happens. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like
but
they don't love Martin Luther King.
no, America does it. America does it,
MLK Day is just another one of them symbolic gestures that they gave us,
and
just
that's
to shut us
based
the fuck up.
based. That's it because they did not love Moore's principles. Now, what he stood for, what he tried to do, was definitely a
Oh,
beautiful thing.
his words ring true when it comes to what they want, because they want us to be all peaceful and shut the fuck up and take
That's it.
whatever bullshit they give us.
They shovel
So they
you.
always talk about how peaceful he was. They love
Mm-hmm.
to say how peaceful he was. They love to
Mm-hmm.
throw that shit in our face.
And then when he asked for a little bit of the pie,
But when it comes to getting that check,
yeah,
oh no, nigga.
no nigga, we're gonna take you out.
Yeah.
Stay off the balcony. That's some bullshit. But but when you look at the thing about neither one, first off, the fact to the statement itself to teeter totter or try to make one life seem either bigger than the other, like they're both terrible, terrible losses. But I'd say
Mm-hmm.
the George Floyd thing was it was just an uncomfortable truth of what we, experience or think about every day. Is like that is why black people fear the police.
Yeah, George Floyd.
It was terrible.
George Floyd was handpicked. I mean, like his situation was handpicked to move the movement because they couldn't
Yeah.
really use Breonna because Breonna Taylor died around the same time.
Right.
They couldn't really use Breonna Taylor because that really puts the fault on the entire police department.
Yeah, that was
The
just
way
terrible.
that was handled, and it puts the fault on the police department, and it puts the fault on the attorney general's office, who just botched that entire investigation.
Yeah, that looks like a systemic issue. George Floyd
George
like
Floyd was easy.
yeah, that's like a bad police officer.
Yeah, they could just say they can single him out, and that's what they did
Oh, they
because
did.
the police union and the police department, they turned their back on dude.
Yep, we're not like him.
Yep, he's a one off. That's not what we represent. That
Yep.
was easy to do. They
He's a
sent him
bad
off to
apple.
jail, found him guilty, sent him off to jail, throw a whole bunch of charges on him. You're not getting out of jail no time soon. There, niggas, are you happy?
That's it.
That's it. And it's like, nah, nigga, we not happy.
No,
But I mean,
but
thanks for all the statues, George Floyd statues going up all over the country.
yeah, just Joe Biden, just like you
Stupid
said,
motherfucker, man.
basically.
We went from one dumbass nigga to an old geriatric dumbass nigga,
And to be honest, like that's what it comes down to. It's like we didn't want a racist. Now you just got a
and now
senile old white man.
and who's gonna be the who's gonna run for president in 2024? Some more old motherfuckers. once we get away from these old, but then I don't know where the direction of this country is gonna go because any young motherfucker is gonna be progressive and they just gonna want to allow every weird ass aspect of life to become normal.
Yeah, I mean, and to be honest, just like my partners just said, it's just like that's where it seems to be going.
So
It seems like you said,
it's either let the old farts continue to run the country
yep,
or let the young progressive want
people
everybody to be
be
hunky dory and happy and
fucked up pronouns.
him they their
Yeah,
their
and then
he she he she they.
and you just and if you don't like
I'm
it,
not I, I'm we.
you're this phobic and that phobic and that phobic and like what the fuck?
I'm not he. I'm us.
You offended me by calling me he. Shut your dumb ass up.
We want to talk about Mitch McConnell.
What about
It basically just separated African American voters from other voters, as he called the other voters American, and we're just African American. He
him?
said that African American voters are voting at just a high percentage as American voters. It's just some dumbass shit he said. We don't have to stay on this.
Well, true enough, but you have to understand. Well, it's not necessarily staying on. Just you notice that they always seem to single us out in some kind of way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just more racist, dumbass white boy shit.
Yep. Yep. The Treasury chief says that the U.S. economy has never worked fairly for Black Americans.
No shit, Sherlock.
There's the cookie you wanted, bitch.
We don't have any access to any of the funds. What a fucking surprise! What a surprise!
Oh my goodness. There's a Florida bill that would prohibit public schools and businesses from making white people feel discomfort when teaching about discrimination in the nation's past. Got its first approval a couple Tuesdays
So okay,
ago.
so just think about like that now we worried about how uncomfortable white people feel with hearing about their own racist ass actions. Man, who gives a fuck? Like, that's what I'm saying. I have to be sorry about the fact that you possibly sold one of my cousins to somebody else across the country. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to be sorry about bringing that up because it makes you feel sad.
Nah, I'm gonna keep bringing that shit up. Fuck it. And the fact that they got listen, the fact that they make policy, they write bills for this shit. You cannot make white people. It's going to be a law. You cannot make white people feel bad about white people being shit in this country, being fucking slave drivers, fucking lynchers, rapists, all type of shit in this country.
Yeah.
All the atrocities they did to black people, you can't make them feel bad about it.
Well,
And it ain't making them feel bad about it. It's the mere act of teaching it,
or
and
just
they get
saying it.
in
I'm
their
just saying it
feelings
out
because
loud.
they learning about how fucked up their ancestors was.
Man, look.
Oh my god, I can't believe that. That's against the law. You can't make this little white woman feel bad because her great granddaddy was a Ku Klux Klan member that burnt down
Like,
black churches.
man, how dare you say
Fuck
something?
Susie.
I'm telling you. But my man, I think we brought it up before about Joe Rogan said, seems like it's bad to be a white man these days. Uh, so
Oh well.
like yeah, like oh well, like man, if you, I mean, how much stuff has to be available, for y'all to see that because you just don't want to hear about it no more, doesn't mean it didn't happen.
And
So
it happened a lot.
and it happened a lot. So it's like, does that mean that I'm about to lead the revolution to come burn down your house?
You
No,
should.
but even though we should, but hey, if I want to tell future generations about what the fuck you did,
I'ma
fuck
tell
your
them.
feelings. Yeah,
And
fuck
fuck your
your
feelings
feelings.
about it. Yep, that's it.
Yeah,
Moving on.
yep.
Man, did you see this shit? Last thing. So the Tulsa pastor, Mike Todd, and wipe spit on a man's face in a sermon. And the message was sometimes getting Jesus' message can be dirty. Something like that. Did you see that shit?
All right, so yeah, I know you have your time to rant. I think I got to go in. I got to go in. See, you niggas, the way you guys are so enamored with charismatic motherfuckers who know how to flip these goddamn scriptures. Again, you continuously show that we are zombies and do not critically think. If a motherfucker is taking spit from their mouth and rubbing it on your face, and you think this has something to do with these scriptures,
Oh, he said receiving vision from God can be
man,
nasty.
mother,
Can
motherfucker,
get nasty.
that shit about that particular parable, that does not apply today. You let a man spit his deed in his hand and rub it on your face, and you stay that
He
man is
spit. It wasn't just his DNA. He spit cold,
cold. Dog,
cold in his hand.
dog,
Hock all that shit up.
ridiculous.
Mucus. It wasn't spit. It was mucus.
Dog,
He
ridiculous.
brought that shit from his gut.
From his
Bruh, he brought that shit up. Nigga, I'm watching that shit. I was about to throw up watching this shit. And then when he rubbed that shit in this nigga's face, nigga, what is wrong with you? I would have beat that man to death on that stage.
Dog,
Did you just spit in my motherfucking face?
Like, dog, that's terrible. Niggas spit on the ground. You don't spit on people. Niggas spit on the ground. You lower it in the ground. Oh, he disrespected the shit out of you.
How, what's the conversation between a parent and his child after you just whooped your son for spitting on somebody? Because this happened. If you a parent, you done had to give your son you don't spit on people whooping. You had to. And if you haven't, you will. Because somebody is gonna anger your child and he's gonna spit on them. And in this day and age, definitely in this day and age, you do not do that shit.
Man.
So what's the conversation? While y'all at church and you sitting there with your child after you done whooped them for spitting on somebody, and y'all, oh, amen, praise Jesus, go ahead, preach it. And this nigga spits in his hand, mixes that shit around, and slaps the face of his deacon with spitting. Your son was looking dead. Daddy, did you see that?
Man, crazy.
And you just sitting there like, all right, we gotta go.
Hey, man. Don't be fooled by that dumb shit, man. We have to critically think and understand or think about how does this shit apply to make us a better community. Like, that is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. Nigga, I wish a nigga would.
He brought that shit. He really.
Let me tell you something. There's a lot of reasons why I don't go to church. There's a lot of reasons why I don't go to church. But, like, for instance, you ever had somebody, like, lay hands on you? And it's like a nigga put pressure on his hand, or like, you know how motherfuckers fall out?
That shit, I'm so glad I ain't grow up in that type of church, dog.
Push your forehead down.
I was the one who got in trouble for playing too much in church. Pastor's son, I got in trouble for playing way too fucking much in church, right? I'm so glad I did not grow up in that type of church or around them type of churches, because you know when you're in church you fellowship with other churches.
Yeah.
I'm glad I never saw that shit, because I would have died laughing, and then I would have died because my daddy probably would have beat the shit out of me for playing too much in church. Feel like you got the pastor's son losing his motherfucking mind because you got preachers making motherfuckers fall out of church, and it's funny to me. Shit is funny to me.
Oh, it's crazy.
Oh, jeez, nigga, I got in trouble because one of the mothers at our church, you know how they catch the Holy Ghost.
Yep.
She's catching the Holy Ghost and she and fell. It's an old lady.
Right.
I'm in the choir stand bugging the fuck out, cause shit funny to me.
Yeah.
Crazy. Funny to me. They used to do this shit all the goddamn time. just just you know, falling all over the place, like looking like they having a motherfucking seizure or something.
No.
The seizures aren't funny,
Nope.
but
It
when
ain't
you
funny.
nigga, when you grow up in the church and you know this lady, all right, she's showing out. It's funny to me.
No, shit just be ridiculous,
You get home, go in your room. What I do? What did
man.
I do?
I'll never forget. Hey, one lady straight up twisted her ankle up there. You there, you jumping and acting like you got the spirit. This mother guy was fucked up. She just laid in between the pews. Like, we know you hurt.
When you
Hey,
watching people do the holy
yeah,
dance,
nigga, that ain't Jesus. That's you doing too much.
bruh, they get
That's
out
you
there in
doing
the
too
middle of
much.
the aisle doing a little holy dance, and I'm
No,
cracking the hell up
twist
because,
that shit.
like, come on, man.
Man, look.
Everybody in there, you know, you praising and shit, and then somebody want to get up and do too much.
No,
Sit your ass down.
no,
If
I
you want
never
to dance, join the praise dance team.
My nigga, one time, I'll never forget, a nigga started running laps around the church.
Nigga!
I said, I was like, dog, what the fuck people doing? Dog, I'll never forget, like, being a teenager, like, and it
Dog,
was a nigga
somebody
I
did
went
that
to
at my
school with.
cousin's funeral.
Ran around?
Ran laps around the church.
Like, hell no.
Laps.
I was like, nigga,
Digga,
what's
we all
wrong with you?
sad. I'm telling you, I was sad as fuck until he did that shit, my nigga. I'm sitting next to my older cousin, and she just bawling out, head on my shoulder, crying. This nigga get up, just take off. I said, I'm trying not to laugh because we sad. This my first cousin. I'm sad. But this nigga got up. I looked at my little brother.
Needless to say, that shit is a joke. Nah, I wish a nigga. I'm gonna put it like this: we get on Cedric and Entertainer type time. I wish a nigga would. I wish a nigga would. And
Don't
for the,
spit in my face,
I
dog.
mean, and for the sake of what in church,
If I come up, if I volunteer myself to any demonstration that you do at a church,
you better not do no
do not
bullshit.
spit on me.
No.
I will beat your ass. I might kill you. I'm just saying.
But man, so like one time, I think
My faith don't run that deep. It never did.
hey,
It never did.
nah, neither does
I was
mine.
not the one. Don't bring me up there and try to make me fall. Don't ask me what ails me, because I'm gonna tell you. And if you don't fix it right then and there, I'm gonna call you a liar.
Hey, and I agree.
I've always been that way.
So
That's
one
why I
time,
never volunteered myself for no demonstrations. Because if your demonstration fail, I'm gonna fucking tell you about it.
yeah.
I'm gonna walk up there with a limp. I twisted my ankle playing football.
So,
Jesus gonna heal your ankle now. Ha! My ankle still hurts, jackass, and now you hit me and it made it hurt worse.
So one time the dude, right? So he on stage and he got this pitcher of water. So this motherfucker, no, this nigga was pouring this pitcher of water and he just kept pouring in people's hands, talking about this is God's blessing overflow. No, motherfucker was running up to the stage for this nigga to pour water in their hand. Dog, at that point right there, I said, I need to work more shifts on Sunday. Because I'm like, I'm not, no, what is this nigga doing besides wasting water and creating mold in here so niggas to get sick? I was like, this is some bullshit. But hey, you know, that's me. Let me stop being a skeptic, but stop falling for that charismatic bullshit. He just another nigga up there with pretty words, if you ask me.
And spit.
Yeah, it's me. Fuck out of here, man.
So I was talking to my brother and he was like, if you'll let a man spit in your face in front of hundreds of people, what will you do with closed doors? What is that man doing to you behind the doors? What kind of relationship do y'all have behind closed doors?
Nigga.
What does he do?
And I mean, but you gotta wonder that kind of stuff.
That nigga stood there and took it.
No.
He stood there and took it.
No, he gotta be somebody you know, like, man, like stuff used to be weird to me.
Bro, that's probably like a deacon or a motherfucking assistant pastor or something.
Motherfucker around there calling
One of them flock niggas. Bro.
Yeah, one of them flock niggas.
One of them flock niggas. Hey, pastor, don't spit on me.
Man,
Don't.
shit.
I already said it. I will beat your ass. I might kill you. I don't know how I'm gonna react, but I will beat your ass.
Some
Don't
kind of
spit on me.
way.
Keep your bodily motherfucking fluids
To yourself.
to yourself. They don't belong nowhere near me, nigga.
Man. Anyway, yeah. I don't know. I felt that one in my spirit.
Oh yeah, man. Moving on. Black business feature. Black owned business feature. Black business in a box. I like this company because they not about. They're about creating entrepreneurs, creating more black businesses. Basically, let me pull up the page again so I can tell you exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I hate when I do this. I had the shit set on Instagram right where I want it, and then when I go to open it, Instagram refreshes like some bullshit. So they make fully loaded e-commerce businesses. They sell $1 million course. It's like they have a commerce academy that teaches you how to run e-commerce businesses and like drop shipping and stuff like that. And then you can also go to their website and purchase a fully built drop shipping website. So if you want to get into like selling purses or you want to get into selling watches and shit like that, they build the store because you can go on Shopify and build a store. They build the store for you, and then they sell the stores. So they selling fully built e-commerce businesses so that you can just start your own business. And right now they selling them for dirt ass cheap, like $50. Start your own business. You they'll show you how to run it. They got other courses where they show you how to advertise and all type of shit. But it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a step in the right direction as far as getting people accustomed to a side hustle or something like that. So I like that. I like that. It's Black Business in a Box. The Instagram is Black Business in a Box, all spelled out in one word. Black Business in a box, in, not AND or AN or just regular N. It's Black Business in a box, INABOX. Check them out. See what they're about. Check out the website, some of the courses that they have, some of the drop shipping businesses that they offer. You know, might start you a business and make you some money down the road. I don't think I'm gonna try it. 'Cause I know I need a side hustle.
Yes, sir.
Shit, extra money always good. Extra money is always good. And I know I told y'all last episode that I was gonna try that peculiar peculiar people
Colon cleanser.
colon cleanser. I still got it. I still got it. Looking at the camera. I still got it. Haven't taken it yet because well, you don't want to take that shit and have somewhere to go. And I've had somewhere to go these last couple weeks on the days that I actually wanted to take it. Like if you want to take it on your day off and you ain't got nothing to do. Last week, uh, who had to stay home? Oh, the kids was home. The older two kids was home. Then this week, my baby son was home. And you don't want to have to be taking care of a little baby and have to shit every other hour. So yeah, so I will be trying that shit, and I will be doing a full review maybe on the next episode.
Yes, sir.
Maybe on the next episode. So go ahead with your last words.
Um, Good people don't fall for the okey doke. Don't fall for that charismatic bullshit. Understand critically thinking is freedom. You know what I'm saying? Being able to say, hey, man, that's some bullshit. And that's what this podcast is all about.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah. Well, y'all already know what I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna give no big, funny, no big long speech about it. Just go on and live with the courage and the confidence of Jadakiss. 10 of them to be exact, because you got that much confidence, you'll win at life. Can't nothing beat you. You got that much confidence, you'll never lose.
Yes, sir.
Live in love like it's your last. Live in love like it's all you have. This has been the Fuck That Shit Dog podcast.
We out.